Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, the Sunday morning call-in show. This is number 12 for this Sunday, October 3rd, 2021, and we are back with another call-in. We're going to talk today with the emphasis on the big fight that's coming up this week, October 9th. We'll get to see the third bout rubber match between Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, and Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. There's no love lost in these two gentlemen's approach to one another as they go into this third fight. There's been a lot of things happening on the sidelines, behind the scenes and whatnot. And all we really care about is that the two can get in the ring and really show us in this third match who's the man. Okay. And we are anxious for this to be kicked off. And so I thought that for this Sunday, we can talk about this as a call-in feature, but we don't have to keep it exclusively to that, but it will be the basis of today's show. And I hope that we have some respectful participants here. The call-in show has been doing great. Thanks to you all who support Stormybman and his endeavors with the channel and the content that I put out. I really enjoy working with and for you guys, producing the content for the channel that I do, and we look to grow and get better, bigger and stronger. So welcome everybody. I hope you like my little jazz interlude that, I play that before the start of the show because I like to give the notifications an opportunity to go out. People, sometimes they get the notifications properly and then sometimes they don't. You can always check my community page. There'll be uploads there as well to let you know about the live streams that we're producing on the channel. And sometimes it gives everybody a chance to file in. You guys get a chance to smash that like button. You guys get a chance to greet one another and everything. Leave some positive energy flowing through the show. So that's the whole purpose of that. It's not just to make you listen to my music, but that's my music of choice. I always felt that jazz always goes well with boxing. You can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's all about. If anyone felt like, oh, what is it? There's some people who don't want to exercise brain activity to allow themselves to understand the happenings, So I have no problem explaining it, but I ain't going to be explaining it all the time. You either going to get it or you ain't, That's the way it is in life. You either going to make it or you won't, Yeah, so welcome everybody out there. We're going to start off with greeting with people who have come into the building early. We had Mr. Padzor out there. He says, salute, beloved brother Stormy. Hope you and your family are well. Thank you, sir. He says, long time no see. Yeah, man, where you been? Hope you been all right and your family's okay. Good to see you. He says, excited for the show. Shot Town's finest is out there, says, blessings and love, Stormy. Same to you and right back at you, brother. Oh, man, it just skipped up. Hamza S is out there saying, salute, Stormy. And at Mr. Pazzo in the chat. Yeah. Thank you for that. Jeffrey H. Lopez is out there, says, Stormy B-Man, salute, peace and power to you and yours. Hashtag 2021, family and health. Hey, man, thank you for that. And, hey, the same to you, yours, and everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate that. Okay. Boxing and Barbecue is out there. He says, Stormy with the strong arm there. Jeffrey also is saying salute to the mods and the chat room. And he says, when you enter, hit the like button. Thank you for that. Sylvestrial's out there, says Stormy salute. Dark Kent is back, says good morning, Stormy B-Man. Thanks for the monetary respite from Life's Maelstrom. Peace to the chat. Thank you for that, sir. Jeffrey is also saying, hit the like button. I want 1,000 likes by 12 noon Eastern time. Hey, man, it can happen. That's right. When you want something, want big, huh? Don't want for the shrimp, huh? Because that's why they're scavengers. They're at the bottom, huh? And people need to know that when they eat on those things and put it in their body. Okay, just a little side message there. 3 Pyramids is out there. He says, Salah, 2 goals. Andrew Charles is back, says, salute Stormy B Man. Jeffrey is saying, nice background music, smooth. Yeah, that's because Stormy is smooth, man. That's, I'm an old dude, man. I ain't got time to be doing all that mumbling and grinding and all that these young folks out here doing today. Bruce Goals is out there. He says, salute my brother Stormy B Man. Salute to you. Antonio Hambrick is back saying, good morning, Stormy. Good morning to you. And DP Rocker is out there. He's saluting. Hamza says, I can't wait till October 9th. I'm behind Wilder 100%, win, lose, or draw. As well as it should be, brother. That's the same here. Young World is back saying, yo, Big Storm. Salute, he says, and salute to the chat. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Yes, sir. Big Homie Coop is out there. Says, salute Sifu. Backsmack the like button, people. And class is in session, so pay attention. There you go, brother. There you go. Ricky Williams is back. He says, we're in here. What's good with you, Ricky? Good to see you this morning, man. Thank you for stopping by and listening in on the show. You can call in when the calls start coming if you like, and we can talk about this thing called Fury Wilder 3. Man, I am so excited. This is something that we're really looking forward to, and we getting ready to get it, man. Can you believe that? He also says, peace to the gods and Kano Loco Sports. My brother is out there, man. What's going on with you, Kano Loco? We see it's jumping again on me. I see we got people in here this morning. That's great, man. A wonderful thing when you can get the support of the people, huh? Let's see. I'm trying to track it down, people. So I want to greet you all this morning. I want to greet you all because you took time out of your day to come by and listen to Stormy B Man. Yes, sir. Okay, I think I got it. One more week, mate, is out there saying, peace, Stormy. Peace to you. And Snacks B is out there saying, peace, big bro. Same to you, man. I got Bruce Goals there. Hustler Slim is back. He says, salute Stormy B Man in chat. Happy Sunday. Opulent LD is out there saying, salute OG Stormy B Man. And J.O. is out there saying, amazing, Stormy. Always good to see you. One love from London. Hey, man, we appreciate that, brother. Glad you're out there listening. And smash that like button. Let's see. Who else we got? You guys are greeting each other. That's cool. That's cool. I like to see people interacting like that. That's a positive thing. Mark Stearns is out there, says, salute great King Stormy B Man and the family. Salute to you. Right back at you, brother. And Almighty Law is out there saying, Grand Rising family at Stormy B Man. Yes, sir. Mark Booker is back saying, my shy brother, bless up. Same to you, brother. And 3 Pyramids is back saluting, and everybody else I think is saluting each other. I think I'm caught up. Hey, man, for my channel members that are out there, please do me a favor and start using your channel member emojis. Put them in the chat, man. It's like that's what they're there for. Their face expressions from guys from the Kung Fu films, but it's okay. Please utilize them. One, it advertises the fact that Stormy does have the channel members. And it's not just the badge that's next to your name, but use the emojis. That's what they're there for. And I will be changing them out. Those were just the first ones I was able to produce quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I will try to produce some more that will be exclusive, because I know now that we have a lot of memberships out there, people are using similar ones and everything. And Stormy likes to stand out a little bit and be a little different from everybody else. So, but I just request of you that you use those channel emojis, because it's specific for the Stormybman brand, and it's good advertising, man. That's what that's all about. We are back in this thing, and hey, man, again, we're talking about how exciting it's going to be to approach this coming Saturday, knowing that we've got the third match that's going to go down between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder for their third match, huh? And I know that this past weekend, everybody just wanted to get through this past Saturday, last night, so we can head on toward the upcoming Saturday. And that's funny because, you know, when you have people that they know what they want, it's like they want to rush to it, right? It's like, I can't wait to get through this Saturday for the next Saturday to get here. The only thing about that is, man, slow it down, because, hey, I'm out here on this roller coaster ride too, and Stormy don't like all of that speed going through his days, because the calendar year goes through like that, and guess what? It's an extra gray on my beard out here, you know what I mean? So slow that stuff down, man. Don't be rushing it too fast. I appreciate you, though. Jay Gibson is out there, says, salute to Stormybman and the family. Salute to you. Snacks B, that's what I'm talking about, man. He's out there with the Pi May emoji. He says, no doubt. You know what I mean? And Mark Stearns is saluting. Knockout Boxing 86 TV is out there saying, salute Stormybman, listening and doing some yard work. Oh, man, that's what's up, man. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Jared 0111 Green says, salute Stormy B. Salute to you. And DP Rocker is saluting Almighty Law. The brother Don Shada out there in that super chat says, salute Sensei. YouTube just unsubbed me before the show. What? Well, resub, brother. Resub. I've been hearing that. I was on Divine Sense last night, and some of his members and subscribers were saying the same thing. So if you people feel like you've been unsubbed or whatever, just sub back, and then please leave it in my chat, because we could always screenshot this information and then send it into YouTube, because it's like, hey, man, I know that people that rock with my channel, you either do or you don't, and you know I'm not unsubbing you. You know I'm not blocking you and things of that nature. So definitely, but if you get the chance, resub, and we will make sure we take account of that, man, because it's important that we be able to report these things. Yeah, the algorithms are important. That's why we always are telling you guys to smash the like button. It's not just, oh, show that you like us. It's not that, you know, because you could also hit the thumbs down. But the thing about it is, it's the fact that you're checking in. You're giving a vote on this particular content on this particular channel at this particular time. And as it affects those algorithms, it can actually put or place the content creator high, medium, or low on your analytic page where you go to scroll for your boxing content. So just know that the more people that show the support, the higher up this consideration will be, and those notifications are supposed to go out. So when they don't do what they're supposed to do, a lot of times it's because you're giving them the reason to not do what they're supposed to do by not doing what you're supposed to do. Okay. Hamza S is out there, says, I had that happen to me on Tay's channel. YouTube be on some funny ish sometimes. Yeah, man. Everything is not YouTube's fault, but a lot of times, when we track these things, we could trace it to, where it comes from and it stems. So it's like, just be aware and be supportive, huh? Be supportive. So we're out here, man. We're going to talk about this fight. I've done a couple of things to acknowledge the big fight, so I'll change up my scenery a little bit for that matter. because, hey, it's all about the big fight this week. What we got here? Let's see here. Put that up there like that. Let you all know. See, I can change my backdrop a little bit sometimes. Choose to do that. You know what I mean? We get our brothers up there on the screen, because that's what's going to be the focus for today's show, this week, everything. I don't know if any of you got a chance to hear about the article that was produced in Boxing Scene late last night, just around midnight. They put it out that Tyson Fury's camp did not even bother to submit any proof of the fact that he had contracted the virus, which was the reason that he asked for a delay for the July 24th meeting. The Wilder camp did not receive any proof of this or whatever. And Tay Jones did a late night stream right after the information was dropped, so he could give you a idea of what's really going down with that, and how he could pick holes in what they've revealed and what they haven't revealed, and let you know as a representative of the Wilder camp. You know what I mean? So if you haven't had a chance to go and check the brother's stream out from late last night, I recommend, especially if you are a supporter of Tay Jones, go over there to Pac-Man Tay and hit his like buttons on his content and check out that video, because he gives a full disclosure on that. I think that video runs about 30 minutes or so, and he's giving a total breakdown. We tell you all the time, you know, we don't just blow smoke out here. We know, and we are in contact with people, and important people. We are actually in contact with the subjects of the matter a lot of times. And there are people who question what we have to reveal to you and share with you on the airwaves. But understand, we have the permission by people who entrust us with the information and allows us to go out and speak on it. And we never jump the gun. Never jump the gun. But you could always trace back when we say something to the source of, like, hey, how did you happen upon this information? Hey, it'll all reveal, But just know that there are a lot of unethical people out here and who are doing things to misinform the community and lead the community down the wrong path. And that's okay, because even certain channel content creators have taken that route and are happy in that route. Well, the only thing we could say to you is, have a good trip. You understand? But you don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Believe me when I say those things. So just know, as we talk about this, hey, it's going to be that way. But we're going to get down to business, man. I know you guys are in here for the call-in show, and we're going to start it up, The phone lines are open, and we could get this thing started. We could talk about some of the matches that are on the undercard. Couple of heavyweight fights, man. Kaunaki and Helenius 2. That's a good one, man. Sanchez and Ajaba. Hey, that's a good one. Listen, boxing can be all right as long as they put the matches on for us, It's when they don't make the matches that we run into the troubles. But this card, this coming Saturday, it's going to be a pretty darn good card, and you shouldn't want to miss any of the undercard. Everybody knows they want to be there for the main event, but tune in to that undercard as well, man, because I think you're going to be pleased with the action from the matchups that they have made. Let's see who we got out here. Thomas Dillamuth is out there saying, salute, Stormy. Salute to you. And we got Patrick Starr out there saying, salute, Stormy. Salute to you. Who else? I know a couple other people were saying some things, greeting each other. Appreciate all of that. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, we caught up on the... So, the phone lines are open. Any of you brothers or sisters out there want to call in, and let's start discussing The third fight that's on the horizon this coming Saturday, October 9th. Let's get down to it. Now, I know you guys have gotten up early enough to watch and listen to the call-in show, but it don't work if you don't call in. I mean, we can still have a boxing discussion, but the whole point of the call-in show is to interact with the community. Ronald Haskins says, this is the right now era. They don't care about their character in this era. They lack integrity. Hey, man, and they're chasing the dollars. You know what I mean? Listen, man, people have a misconception about money, okay? The reason that money was referred to as currency is it is something that is exchanged for goods or products or something like that. And listen, it was meant to flow. It wasn't meant to be retained and held and smothered and put under the mattresses and all of that. Now, am I saying, no, you shouldn't have a savings? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that when you spend, if you spend in good faith, it should return to you in some kind of positive way. It's all about the universe and the energy that you put out. If you put crappy energy out into the universe, don't cry sour grapes when that crappy energy comes back your way. That's a life lesson right there. A tremendous life lesson. Who we got out here? First call of the day. We got my man, Loco Sports. Let's see here. Good morning, Loco Sports, man. Welcome to the show. How you doing this morning, brother?
Hey, man, you recognize that 305, huh?
Yeah, man, I recognize it this go round. I recognize it. And that's, because you and I, we talk regular, so I can see the number, yeah. How you doing,
man, I
bro?
like the first of all, I'm doing good, but I want to apologize for last night I was doing live, man, and for some strange reason, I thought you was coming on in 30 minutes, and I told everybody to go to Stormy's. I'm going to cut this live now because, I want everybody to go over there, and I was dead ass wrong. It was today and not last night. I could have kept going. I didn't even know, but my bad to the viewers that was watching, man. He didn't come on last night. It was tonight. Today he comes on.
Yeah, I didn't have a stream for last night, and if I did, it would have been just a post-fight from later on in the evening, but I wasn't reporting on those Sky Sports bouts last night, and Reggie wasn't interested in calling them either or whatever. So we just took that as a night off. And then it wasn't a night off because I ended up being on Divine Sense Boxing's panel later on. So I still ended up, doing something, but I was on somebody else's panel. So
I was there. I was watching y'all.
Yeah, so it was like, and he had sent me a link to be on there, and I was like, okay, come and support the brother, and we had a good boxing talk.
Yeah, no doubt, it was good, man. I started to click the link, but you know me when it's that time of night.
Yeah. You just a quick turn from pulling that cover over and going on into the deep sleep.
Well, I want to give all my energy when I joined, and I don't think I would have gave all my energy, being that late. I would have stayed on, but I don't think my energy level would have been the same.
Right. Understood.
Man, we 1 week away, less than a week away, 6 days really.
Listen, man, it's an exciting time. There's nothing like the excitement that surrounds a heavyweight boxing championship, right? It's like, you just, it's a little bit different from all the other divisions. But when the two big guys of the sport, and let's be perfectly honest, Loco, these are the two big guys in the division. And I'm not talking about in size. I'm talking about in their personalities, in their boxing, in their approach to the sport and everything. It's like these are the men. And even if you go back to Emmanuel Stewart when he was still living and he talked about the future of the heavyweight division, he spoke about it with these two men in mind. So the irony is he was so correct in that how could you say, maybe prophecy of where the division may be going. And it comes down to these two men.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I did a live yesterday on it, man. I think I want to clear something up. If you allow me to on your channel, I told everybody that if you was rooting for Fury and you're an American, then you're a sellout. Now, when I said rooting is a key word. If you're rooting for him, you know, I don't have a problem with somebody predicting Fury, but the prediction and a root, you know what I'm saying, is two different things. I'm rooting for and picking Wilder. There's no way, like I said, there's no way I'm going to go against an American against a UK fighter. And I broke it down to the lowest common denominator and said, if they were fighting in the Olympics and they were going for the gold medal, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for the UK fighter, or do you want the gold medal to go to the United States?
Right.
So when they can't answer that question correctly, and it shows me their inconsistency. And I don't see any difference because they're in a pro level now. It's different? No, it's not different. You're either rooting for Wilder or you're not. You're either with us or you're not. There's nothing wrong with making a prediction, man. Look, I'm picking Wilder. Let me get that clear before I continue. I'm picking Wilder. But there's nothing wrong with saying, look, man, I'm rooting for Wilder, but I think, you know, in the ring, by the film I see, blah, 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 I might predict that Fury might win. That's the difference between that and being a fanatic and rooting for him.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clear that up because I don't want there to be no misconception of my words or twisting of my words, which you already know how the airways are, is going to get twisted regardless. But that's what I meant by that.
Yeah, well, let me help you out on that, Loco, with an explanation on interpretation. There's a reason why when we were growing up in school, there was something called reading and comprehension. A lot of people could read, a lot of people couldn't read, but not a lot of people could comprehend what they were reading, okay? And they failed that portion of schooling, got bad marks on their report cards for that reason alone. Comprehension is a great deal. You know, you can say something and a person will come back and say, well, I disagree because so-and-so and such as you're like, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't even go there. I wasn't talking about that. Stay on course, bro. How many times growing up in school did you have a teacher tell somebody that? Well, understand this about that. Those people become adults. And they still be out here in life messing up, misinterpreting things. And now, just because somebody can carry some heat on them and everything, people get in serious life-threatening circumstances over foolishness like that. It's not my fault that you can't comprehend, but if you can't comprehend, the correct thing to do would be, could you explain that for me, please? Could you help me understand your point? But humility is in a person who is capable of saying that. So therefore, if a man doesn't have humility, he could be filled with ego, and his ego will lead him to a place of darkness where his brain doesn't comprehend what it's supposed to. So therefore, his body will follow the foolish actions of the brain's thought process. And then you have on the evening news reports of this and that happening. I just made it very simple for you. Very simple. And listen, at moments like this, when I express like this, it's a teachable moment. But you don't have to teach. If you stated what you stated and put it out there into the universe, understandably, there are people who will grasp what you have to offer, and understandably, there will be none who will, and they will try to create chaos. But there's one thing for those to the back of the class, F+, because listen, you're too damn old and too damn grown for that kind of foolishness. But if you're not that old, then you're still young enough to get a lesson. And if you don't want the lesson, F+, get to the back of the class. and let other people get their information, and let's go forward and upward. Yes, sir.
There's no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, man. And I only said it just to clear it up, you know, for the people in the back. But you know me, Stormy, I'm going to stand on my square of anything that I say and stand behind it 1,000%. Because if I'm speaking it, it's because that's the way I believe it. If I'm speaking it, usually there's facts to be, you know, to back it. You know, so I'm never one to waver or to back down from any statement I say. So what I said on my live yesterday, I stand 100%, man. You know, I'm just excited for this boxing week, man. And I know everybody's looking forward to the main event of boxing. Hugo Gonzalez, which I know a lot of people don't know. They may know the Cuban Olympian, Robeisy Ramirez. You know, they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
That's a great fight. That's going to be early in the day. You know, you're going to have Edgar Berlanga fighting. You're going to have, oh, man, what's that guy's name, man? That American guy that's coming back at 154. J-Rock, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's a loaded day of boxing, man. If you're a true boxing fan, this is the day for you. You're going to have everything from the start all the way to the finish.
Listen, man, you're speaking to the choir here because, you know, I like to do my Kung Fu film focus, right? And I haven't done it. I have one coming up, The 36 Chambers of Shaolin with Gordon Liu. That's a very popular film. But I've been these past couple of weeks, I keep pushing that show back because there are things happening that boxing wise that I want to get out of the way first. So I just moved it back another couple of weeks because, as you said, that Saturday, earlier before the main cards of the evening, ESPN's got some great matchups, man. We got to see some good. We're going to see some good boxing on that day, man. So people need to clear their slate and tune in. Great stuff happening, man. For people who want to talk about, oh, the sport is dying and boxing is in the garbage and this and that. Well, you have to show support for when we get this type of activity because that shows that it's the push of what the audience wants, you know, and you can't cry about something when you haven't done your part to support what you're crying about. Huh? It's like you got to be able to get behind it, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
But, yeah, my thoughts on what you were speaking on regarding the support of Wilder or lack of support for Wilder and the support for Fury over Wilder being a person from another country. Listen, man, we can't get around the what's evident about this nation and the bias that exists within this nation. You can't get around that. Even when they had the weigh-in for the second fight, you had a lot of UK people there and people who were not UK cheering and jeering against Wilder, who was the American heavyweight champion before that fight going in. And the thing is, ye hypocrites that are out there, because even when fighters fight from different countries but are American born, so they're Americans, they will still select to go with national pride or whatever over being U.S. citizen. And the last time I checked, Wilder is a U.S. citizen. So why are there U.S. citizens who claim or profess to be supporters of the sport angling against this man simply because of his national representation? No, it's not his national representation. It's because of his skin color. You see? And when it comes down to that, people all of a sudden find reasons to go against it. But I'll tell you something. This man here, Deontay Wilder, did something that nobody else in that division would have done. The man he's fighting this coming Saturday night, he assisted in pulling that man out of the gates of hell. That man was on his way, fast track, to not only the dope man, but the Undertaker. And Wilder, being the man of status and character that he is, said, hey man, clean yourself up. You're a champion. Get yourself together and I'll give you a shot. No one in the heavyweight division with that type of mindset, that type of character would have done what he did. And look at how he was repaid for it. It's embarrassing. It's unethical. And I'm ashamed of people who have gone against him because of his skin color, but they don't look at the integrity that the man had. And even everything that he dealt with coming out of that second fight, remember, he was silent for months. They created names. They created stories and narratives about where he was, what he thought, what he said. They made all of that up to further push him down and aside as he was not a person of significance in the sport. That's disrespectful. So when he showed up for the July 24th press conference and he had headphones on and he wasn't looking to communicate outside of thanking his savior for being there and his attorney who helped his attorney who helped get the fight pushed through, and he said that he was just, coming for his payback in blood. That's all he had to say. He didn't want to take questions or nothing from the same people who made up stories about him, who lied on him. As a mass of media, they all took this narrative. And we've seen over the months people, personalities from sporting media and sports people alike, speaking against him, offering and suggesting that, why don't he just go away? Why don't he just step aside or whatever, right? But where were these people when he was champion for 5 years, when he was winning 10 title defenses, when he was well representing people and standing up for his people? And when I say his people, you have to understand what that means, because he made it very clear to Radio Raheem when he was speaking to him. You know what I'm talking about. So people want to go against him because he exemplifies strength, courage, bravery, and can knock people on their can in that ring. That's why you go against him? Ye hypocrites. What about when Floyd Mayweather was beating people 8, 9, 10 rounds out of 12, but he wasn't stopping people? And you hated him because he was winning and he was making other people look inadequate. And he was making money the whole time. Yeah, he brandished it. Yeah, he spoke about that. That's his right to do so if he chose. That's his personality. But Wilder never boasted about money. He never boasted about material possessions. You didn't even see the man until it was time for him to fight again. But you hate him. You despise him. That's prejudice. That's bias. Well-spoken guy. Shows love and support for people. You got his own people come out talking against him. Huh? Lil B-Hop, the Charlo brothers? Huh? How easy we forget. Never could they say he's done those things to them. Never. But you guys will go against your own countrymen. Andre Ward, Tim Bradley. Ward was an Olympian. He knows. Gold medalist. How easily he forgot when he went into that tournament. They didn't even have him finishing the tournament. Although he finished it. He finished it. And he beat all those guys, including the UK guys. Then, when he was showing his greatness where he was, they say, well, why don't you move up and fight Kovalev? As if that was supposed to be some big bad conqueror for him. And you know what? He said, okay. And he went up there and he whooped Kovalev. Now what? But he forgot something. We were there with him that whole journey. So how do you go from there to being the person that says in front of the media, y'all heard me wrong. You misinterpreted. No, we didn't. Well, I didn't ask for your support. Oh, you didn't. Go to hell. Son of God. Last time I checked, God ain't in the waffling business. Salute to my man and brother, Drew Titan LLC out there in that super chat. He says, already an instant classic show, Sensei. The truth is in our face, and we will see the results of Deontay's solid and honest work come Saturday. We will be victorious. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
Receive it. Man, I'm going to tell you something. You brought up something, man, Stormy, that, people overlook as well, though, man. They wanted Wilder to step aside, but when Wilder was the champion and Andy Ruiz beat Joshua, they weren't screaming for Joshua to step aside. They weren't screaming for Joshua to go away. Oh, exactly. No, that was perfectly fine for that.
Exactly.
So that's how you know the inconsistency of the people.
That's how you know it reveals the bias and prejudice of the people. You would never catch Deontay Wilder riding around in a golf cart full of orangutans.
That part.
Not even on his worst day. But you will catch him, as the brother Jay Mitch out there in the chat says. Don't forget, he went to Chicago and marched with his people when they didn't even know, doing Stop the Violence in March. Yes, as the heavyweight champion of the world, he came to Chicago. I live near Chicago. I'm in a suburb of Chicago, and they didn't even advertise it. It was the Bud Billiken parade. He came in there. He walked through here as the heavyweight champion of the world. The media really barely covered it. He didn't have to do that. The man is from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He didn't have to do that. But that's a champion of the people. Walking with the people. Who's the last person that you could think of as heavyweight champion of the world to do that? And while you take your time and think about it, I'll just tell you, Muhammad Ali. Mike Tyson didn't do it. Evander Holyfield didn't do it. Larry Holmes didn't do it. Lennox Lewis didn't do it. The Klitschko's certainly didn't do it. Riddick Bowe didn't do it. So You're talking about a person who has already not only separated himself in class, status, and stature, that to be respected. This is a person of integrity, morality, ethic. And they don't want you to see that. They don't want that representing you, because that might make you stand up a little straighter. Huh? That might make you think a little more with conscious conviction. Huh? That might inspire you to be better than who you are or where you are. They don't want that for you. But they'll give you these guys who are uncertain about themselves. Huh? Like I said, riding around with orangutans, being heavily influenced by a tribe of and class of people who once were slave owners. Yeah. You see the difference? There is something called the subliminal, and then there's something called the overt. Look up the difference.
No doubt. No doubt, man. We already know, man. My final prediction, man, is Deontay Wilder by KO. If he dies, he dies. You know, as always, I appreciate you allowing me to bless your platform, Stormy. I'm going to back off and give other people that are viewing the live right now an opportunity to call in as well. Shout out to Drew Titan in the chat. I seen him. Shout out to the almighty LDBC.
Yes, sir, man, and thank you for your call, man. You kicked the show off royally, and I appreciate you, Loco, man. Call back anytime, brother.
Indeed, indeed. Salute.
Peace. That was a great first call there by the brother Kano Loco Sports. Much respect to him. And for those of you who've been on a moon or a distant star, go out there and support Kano Loco Sports by subscribing to his channel, hitting that bell icon, and tuning in to his tremendous content over there. He's doing some good things, and we need to support the community. That's right. Great call, man. Great call. And we're looking forward to some more. You got some more? You guys can call in. The lines are open. Do your thing. Go back to the chat for a moment. I know you guys were cooking a little bit while I was running my mouth. The Boxing King Archive, salute to you, says Wilder was willing to give AJ $50 million and take $15 million out of a $100 million fight against AJ. Listen, he wanted to be undisputed. Remember, the goal is more important than that journey to get there, huh? If the journey to get there was only a formality of $15 million in one instance or $50 million in another, that's nothing compared to the class of esteem that he would achieve by becoming undisputed. You see how they try to put the roadblocks in front of people? They dangle dollars in there that don't make sense, okay? But if you have sensibility, then you understand exactly what they're trying to do. Huh? Wilder has not placed a price on his integrity, but he has a focus of where he wants to go and where he wants to be. So they keep throwing all these roadblocks out there in front of him, hoping that he stumbles on something. Yeah. Who else we got out here? Opulent LD says, to all the bros headed to the fight, I wish y'all a safe flight. Yes, sir. Well wishes to those. Yes, sir. One more week made is saluting Drew Titan. The troll killer is out there. Mr. Shelton, he says, Bomb Squad Nation. Yes, sir. Better believe it. Jay Mitch is reiterating my speaking on Muhammad Ali. Yes. Who else we got out there? DOG 215 is saying, tell him, Stormy, J. Mitch says, Tyson Fury has banned certain media from interviews. Bro, that's obvious. There is something wrong with the fact he knows he cheated. Yeah. Antonio Hambrick is out there saying, agreed. Patrick Starr says, Fury never denied any cheating claims. And that speaks volumes. Because, see, when you deny it, then that's when you can be held lying, right? So he don't lie about it. He just don't talk about it. Or he has sarcasm behind it. And remember, nowadays, they tell you the truth in front of your face and you'll still take it as a lie because people don't know left from right, up from down anymore in this society, especially when people want to convince one another that they're not born the gender that they are, that they are something else. If you want to be a bird, you're a bird. Even though you came out of a human body, your mind and your spirit tells you you're a bird. So you're an eagle. If you don't sit down with that stupid mess. We got a new call coming in. 254 calling in. Welcome to the show. Who's calling and what's on your mind? Go ahead, 254. Okay, they hung up. Want to get to this super chat out there. Antonio Hambrick out there in the super chat. He says, wouldn't that be a splash for Deontay to get a knockout of the year at the end of the year like this? Hey, man, I just want him to become the two-time WBC heavyweight champion of the world by the end of this fight. And everything that comes after that, we can build. But we got to get to the goal. We got to get to the goal. That's what's important. So that call that came in, either the person had a bad connection, something happened, they got a call or whatever, but the line is still open if someone else wants to call in. Okay, we got here. Okay, 254, this is Stormybman. Who's calling and what's on your mind?
It's Jared O'Levin Green again. My bad. The first time I called, the line dropped for some reason. But it's me, brother.
Okay, Jared, how you doing this morning? Thank you for calling in, bro.
It's a pleasure to be back on your show to chop it up with you, brother. I watched the show yesterday when you was on Divine, you and Brother Drew.
Yes.
And I can't stay on the show long. But can you do one thing for me? You did a great job, Sensei, explaining the mindset, the difference between the mindset of Fury and what mindset Deontay Wilder is in as far as going into this fight with Fury. This go around.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you do like all of us then get a chance to watch the Divine? You do that? Can you explain one more time to because I feel people are not getting what you're saying, what you were saying. Because this morning I was watching something. It wasn't nobody from the LDBC, thank God. Brothers smarter than that, but somebody showing they were saying how Fury's gonna win and Deontay, and then it's like, brother, some people are not getting the signs that Fury, he don't want no smoke. He did. It seems like people are ignoring all the signs of Fury trying to back out this fight.
Well, this is the thing, and thank you for that question there, Jared, and I don't have a problem. First of all, let me salute the sister Melina Davies out there who just subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you tuning in and deciding to become a part of Stormybman's channel and family, so welcome to the family.
Salute, sister.
Yes, and to answer that, basically what I was saying last night, and I did upload that show on my community page for any of you out there that would be interested in backtracking to go and check out, because Divine Sense has a great channel himself. And we had a great discussion last night on the fight and the differences that Jared is speaking of. So what I was trying to convey was Deontay Wilder has come up through the sport not having the type of background that most typical boxers have. Most fighters start in the gym at a young age, you know, at a very young age. And he didn't. He started when he was 19 years old, I believe. Salute to Voiced TV, who just subscribed to the channel as well. We appreciate you deciding to step on in and become a part of Stormybman's family here. We take it that you're enjoying the content, and there's plenty more that you could go back into the archives and check out there. So welcome, Voice TV. Most fighters start when they're kids or in their teens. Deontay started, he was pretty much a grown man, okay? And then within 3 years, he was in the Olympics, you know? That's amazing within itself. That shows that he had some talent and ability. He possibly could have been a professional athlete in a different sport like football or basketball or maybe even baseball. The way he throws his right hand, he could probably been a hell of a pitcher. You don't know. We just don't know. But what I'm getting at is this. His early part of his career, he was taught the basics. Basically, as the professional that he is, he was taught to throw that 1-2, that jab and that devastating right hand. But talent wasn't cultivated, but it took him as far as he could go. I just remarked earlier in this show that Emmanuel Stewart said that he saw in the future the two top heavyweights could be Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He was right. Now Tyson Fury, being of the size he is, he's 6'7", people. Stop saying that he's 6'9". I refuse to say that he's 6'9". When you see the two men standing together, they're the same height. They really are. But anyway,
I was looking at that yesterday, Sensei.
Yeah, it's people out here who will fight trying to say he's 6'9". He's not. Okay, he's not. Even if he stood with his legs straight, because one of them is crooked, he couldn't get to 6'9". He couldn't.
The only way you can convince them is if you could stand Fury next to LeBron James. That's the only way.
Yeah.
LeBron James is actually 6'9".
Yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying about him, because he got as far as he did basically on rawness, okay?
Yeah.
But the difference in their mindset is this. Tyson Fury, with his successful victory over Vladimir Klitschko, he celebrated that by going on drug binges and, worring and, really allowing himself to spiral out of control. That's a character flaw. Deontay Wilder went into boxing because he was looking for a way to earn means of responsibility to take care of his child. That's a man. He didn't resort to the streets and the street life. He went out there to put his life on the line for who he loved. Different mindset. But as I was stating, he made it to a certain point and then he suffered a loss against this guy. Now, granted, technically as a boxer, Fury may have been more adept. He didn't have the power that Wilder has, nor the presence, nor the spirit. But he had talent and ability himself. But going into the third fight, which Wilder vehemently stated that after the second fight, he wanted to exercise the right to have the third fight. Hands down, he wanted it. Even though there were people saying he don't want no more of that. Foolishness. But anyway, I digress. Wilder, not only did he realize what the old trainers used to always say about guys. You don't become a fighter until you lose a fight. When you lose a fight, therein lies your opportunity to step it up and to become better and to improve upon that which caused your setback initially. That's exactly what he's done with his time. And all they managed to do with the foolishness that they were offering up was to allow him more time to get even more practiced at what he was working toward. You see? So, in the meantime, Fury, who realizes he escaped the second fight. Yes, that's right, I said it. He escaped the second fight due to circumstances that have yet still to be explained. Okay? I'll just leave it at that for right now. So he didn't want to venture down that track anymore. He figured, I got away with the stolen goods, so let me drive on down the road. But he didn't realize there were nails in the road and he caught a flat. Now he had to get out and walk. And during that walk, the path that he found was the path of truth. When you steal, as Wilder say, the Bible tells you, when a man has stolen, he has to pay back 7 times of what he stole. You see? Now, $80 million. Not 1 million. 80 million. If you don't get your butt back in the ring for this third fight, or you got to retire. He's already in the red with Bob Arum, as mentioned by Bob Arum. So the mental approach to things, you have a man who is under unusual pressure and strains, and another man who has been reconditioned to go into this with renewed vigor, rededication, motivation, and is back to having fun doing what he does. So when you ask me to speak about the difference of the approach of the two men, Fury can't wait to go on his next dope and drug binge, brother. That's who he is. And having fun and doing stuff that's unethical and everything along the way, that's what he's about. And after this coming Saturday night, he'll be able to go back to all of that. But he's got to face his fate. He created this for himself. Nobody else. He did. If he had come back to the game, taking the first fight with Wilder, they got a draw. Say, okay, well, let me try. I'm going there. We're going to fight a rematch. Let me go in there and see if I can, do better than I did. And he got knocked out. Guess what? All of us would have said, hey, man, salute to Tyson Fury, because he came back from the depths of hell and he gave it a shot. And maybe had he not been so questionable in character and everything, he could have been better than what we saw. But kudos to him going in there against Wilder, giving it a shot. But, he just didn't, what happened. But that's not what happened. And see, he would have gained more respect from us, the real boxing community, the real boxing fans, the real boxing supporters. Because you take your hat off to people who respectfully go out and try their best. Give it the old college try, as they say. But that's not what he did. This man has been on PEDs. He's been on chemical dependency. He's cheated his entire career. So it's a different approach for both men. And now, recompense. Huh? Now, retribution. Joe Louis once said, you can run in that ring, but you can't hide. Teddy Pendergrass sang, you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are.
That's true.
That's my answer to your question, brother.
Thank you, brother, because that was you pretty much defined what I was trying to say, but I didn't have the words. But thank you, brother. I'm gonna get off the line and let other people call in. It was a pleasure again, Stormy.
Hey, it's a pleasure having you call in, bro. Like I say all the time, don't be a stranger. Call back again, okay?
Will do.
All right, bro. Peace to you.
You as well.
Man, another great call. The brother Jared. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Being able to talk to you guys and express what's really going on. I see we got people out there. Mike 202 is out there. Omega Red. Yes, sir. Three Pyramids says, by the way, does Wilder get that BS Ring magazine belt when he wins? He possibly does. He may throw that in the garbage, though. I don't know. He might throw both of them in the garbage. Who knows? But listen, that's something. He says, you know it's all coming full circle. Deontay told you pay in 7 foes. He said, even if it mean everything in your house is coming true. God is good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is so true. Ronald Haskins says Wilder will become the lineal champion, but once he becomes undisputed with that history. Okay, I got, and Mike 202 says, blessings, Sensei, blessings to you, brother. And Three Pyramids says, I think Wilder will look phenomenal in that fight. Fury is done. Listen, man, always go with a winner. Remember that. Always go with a winner. And you got the powers that be that's going to be out there trying to cheat for Fury. I just want y'all to be aware of that. You got to be tuned in. And cheating can come from many different aspects in the sport of boxing. You can have faulty referees, officials that are scoring. You can have, all types of things go. You know what I mean? So just be aware. Big Texas is saying, salute Stormybman Sensei. He's giving the peace sign with the flames. I appreciate that, bro. Patrick Starr says Wilder is going to snatch that lineal title. Wilder is going to snatch the soul out of that guy. When you see, was that Marvel character Doctor Strange, when the Ancient One knocked him out of his body and knocked him into his astral self, that's what Wilder going to do to Fury. He going to knock that dude into the astral realm, and the body going to be on the canvas, and they're going to be carrying that astral self outside the ring somewhere, taking him somewhere, wherever they put those lost souls. Ghost Bomb Squad says, we seen Fury next to David Price, a real 6'8", 6'9", and David was taller. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for, letting it be known. Stormy, just don't be talking out the backside, okay? Yes, sir. We got a lot of comments out here. Devin Blocker is back. Says, salute, Stormy. Hey, Devin Blocker, you're a channel member, man. Put some of those emojis in the chat. I'm asking my channel members to use emojis. I know they're mostly the martial art guys, but use them anyway. Put them in the chat. Let people see them, man. That's what they're there for. Please use the emojis. Three Pyramid says, seriously, Wilder is an anomaly. He's special. And no doubt that he will be two-time champ. They're trying to keep him from being it, though. They're going out of their way to make it difficult for Wilder. Going out of their way. But you know what? I've said this many times. If God is with you, it's more than the world against you, bro. It's more than the world against you. Huh? And that's real. That's right. I appreciate you guys you got the Bruce Lee emojis in there. There you go. The lines are open. Can we get some more calls, please? Let's get some more calls. Let's talk about this. You know what I mean? Jay Mitch says, Stormy, I heard Tay Jones said Mike Coppinger has tried to pay $5,000 to see what's going on in his camp. Damn, they worried. You heard about that? Yeah, Tay Jones talked about that, man. Tay has really, listen, for those of you don't listen to Tay Jones's videos and he's always dropping gems. And he's never lying to you guys. He has firsthand information. It actually gets through him and across his table and plate before it gets out publicly in any fashion. So you shouldn't really, you should listen with intent when you hear what he has to say. It's old media that puts flips and spins on things because they don't have the access that they wish they did. And even if they did have the access, they would still put angles on things and twist it into what they want to be the narrative of a story. So it is wise to listen to Tay. Listen, they are in Tay's chat more than you are. Okay? They are. Because that's where they get information. Thomas Dillamu says, I got a question, Stormy. Do you think Wilder will embrace Fury, win or lose? Thomas, why didn't you call in, bro? Listen, Wilder is going to embrace Fury this coming Saturday, October 9th. He's going to embrace him with utmost supreme violence, as he should. That's the embrace that Fury will receive. You ever heard of the kiss of death? Huh? Well, when he drops those hammers on Fury, Fury's going to feel them like he never felt them before. And it's going to have such intensity. It's going to have such violence written on it that some of you might even be begging for it to stop. Huh? But you weren't begging Fury to stop. Stop cheating. Stop being a druggie. Huh? Stop lying. Huh? Stop being so unethical. I didn't hear y'all asking for those provisions. To hell with Tyson Fury. I hope his head lands in the fucking 15th row. Maybe that's the answer you was really looking for. Okay, good morning. We got 252 in the building. Who are you and what's on your mind?
Yeah. My question is about the
who am I speaking to?
You speaking to Levon Brooks.
Okay, Levon, can you turn your background down, please? It creates interference.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Levon Brooks calling in from NC. What's going on with you?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my brother. I just got I got like a couple questions, 2 questions anyway, about the Wilder and Fury trilogy.
For everybody, well, most people saying Fury's the #1 heavyweight and all of this. When Wilder defeats him, do you think they'll give Wilder his credit and put him as #1, or you still think he's still gonna be ranked top 3 instead of #1 heavyweight?
I got an even bigger question for you. What do you think they're gonna do?
I know what they're gonna do. They still not gonna give that man his credit. You know what I'm saying? They not. They not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And,
So therefore, what's going to happen is when Wilder decapitates this man, they're going to make up all kinds of excuses and everything. They have already been laying the groundwork for this in the last 4 weeks. As we're approaching this date, they have already started on that path. Even people who were initially like Fury supporters have started to jump ship, as Drew Titan and several of the other brothers, 78 Sports, they've said these things. They's like, watch, when we get closer to the fight, you're going to see people bailing on Fury because they know that he's got to face the Piper now. When Fury did an interview like 2-3 weeks ago when he was over there in the UK and he revealed that he was going to have to pay $80 million if he didn't go through with this fight and everything, that was Fury snitching. He was talking about behind the scenes stuff. He revealed the fact that they never negotiated a deal with AJ because he had the arbitrator breathing down his neck and everything. So he told the truth right then. Okay? And Bob Arum still lying. And people were believing what Bob Arum says. So when this goes down, when this finally goes down, as Fury goes down, so do all the hopes and the fantasies of all of these people who were biased and prejudiced against a man simply because of his skin color, not because of his skill set, not because of his personality, not because of what he brings to the sport. They don't like him because of him being a man of color. Period. Period. Yeah. This is what it is. And the fact that he's a man that speaks with strength. Okay?
Exactly.
He speaks with confidence.
Exactly.
And he likes his own people.
His platform for the greater good, you know what I'm saying, for his people. That's what they don't like as well. He uses his platform to expose the dirtiness and what goes on in boxing and just in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fury is one of those right now. He's like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Remember what happened to that guy, right?
Right.
That's gonna be Fury. He gonna tell on everybody. He gonna put it out there. I'm telling you. So that's gonna be the story. It's gonna supersede Wilder's accomplishments because Fury's a rat, man.
Right.
He's a rat.
And anybody who followed this from last year of 2020 February should already knew everything Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn and all of them was saying was a lie. You know. And you want to know what's crazy? Since AJ lost, ESPN hasn't even covered or talked about Usyk beating AJ. But if AJ would have won, that would have been all over ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, everybody would have been talking about it. But since AJ lost, ESPN ain't talking about it. I guess they don't care too much for Undisputed anymore.
That's because their house of cards, the walls are tumbling down. Huh? So they'd rather distance themselves from factual circumstances because it's all going to look really shameful when things play out the way they play out. So they are abandoning ship as well. I wouldn't be surprised with Wilder's victory. They'll say, Deontay Wilder regained the heavyweight championship tonight. Now on to football. Huh?
Right.
That's how they're liable to do it. unless Wilder does something really spectacular, like knock this fool's head into the 15th row, like I said, then they'll be like, oh, tragedy struck the sport of boxing when Tyson Fury was killed tonight in the heavyweight championship trilogy match with Deontay Wilder. Yeah. And when they say that, that's when I'll change the channel. Now football. Click.
That's right. And I got one more question for you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
When Wilder knock out Fury in devastating fashion, I gotta, it's all up to Wilder. I believe if Wilder want to make Fury suffer, he could extend the fight. But I believe he can get him out of there in 3 to 4 rounds for real. But with that being said, once he decapitates Fury, do you believe that will open people's eyes and make them say, hey, Fury did cheat last time they fought if Wilder got rid of him this easily? Or what do you think people will say?
They're going to say, oh, hell no. They're not. Listen, they're going to run even faster away from him. Huh? There's one man that may get in there with him to unify for Undisputed, and that'll be Alexander Usyk, because Usyk is an accomplished professional, an accomplished Olympian, an accomplished amateur. And he has nothing to hide or run from. He showed that when he fought AJ. It'll be either his handlers, his promoters, or whatever that may not want to make the fight. They may want to make some money while they got the belts and all of that. But if he's the man of integrity that he's shown himself to be, he'll walk right into, if he's victorious over Joshua in a rematch, which I think he would be, he'll walk right into a unification match for Undisputed with Deontay Wilder. I don't have any reservations about that whatsoever. It's the powers that be that might try to keep that or prevent that from happening. See, they don't mind an Undisputed as long as it's not Wilder. You see?
Right.
Because remember what I said, Undisputed in Wilder's hands signifies and exemplifies the strengths that we've spoken of about him. If he is ordained that, the whole rest of the boxing world, the whole rest of the world has to look at him as, damn, he's it. He's the warrior that the people can look up to, they can aspire to be. And this, they don't want that.
Right.
They don't want that. They would rather have a crackhead be a
like
champion.
Fury.
And, and give him privilege all the time than to have someone for you to revere and look up to and aspire to be. Remember that. Remember that. Look at who you just had in the White House. Huh? Now, he was so bad that you couldn't see how bad the new guy is. How about that?
Yeah, you absolutely right.
Huh? This is how they do things, bro. That's why I have to stand with Wilder, win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw. But he winning. You know why? His own words, bro. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
You already know. You already know. And you know what kills me too? Where was all these Fury fans before Wilder got him back up off the couch? When he was weighing over 400 pounds on drugs, about to kill himself. Where was his fans at then?
At the bars with him and doing lines with him. That's where they were.
So it's like he didn't really have fans until after he cheated Wilder and got the victory. But before that, they forgot about him. Nobody cared about the Klitschko fight because it was so boring. And not to mention, he was on steroids against Klitschko.
Absolutely.
That's why he was suspended.
But remember
nobody won't think about no Tyson Fury.
But remember this, and he said this out of his own mouth years ago. He said, over there, his people, the gypsies,
right?
They are the N-words of the UK. He said that. He said that. Not me. Not Wilder. He said that.
So that's
what they think
I didn't
of
even
him.
know that.
That's what they think of him over there. So when you ask the question about his fan base, that's where it is. So all of that chanting his name and all of that, that's all false stuff. It's false because they don't really love him like that. But it's just rooting against black.
Well, all I can say is October 9th, exposure, he getting exposed. And I feel like after Wilder defeats him, Fury's career is over because he can't sell no tickets. He's a born fighter. Nobody's going to care about him fighting no Dillian White. Nobody's going to. That's his only option, unless he going to fight somebody like Joe Joyce. But nobody ain't going to pay to see that.
Listen,
his career is over. It's the end of the line for him. Wilder is all he has, and I feel like he got just as much riding on a victory as Wilder.
After this fight, I expect him to be just like a Japanese fallen warrior, a samurai. Do you know what samurais' rituals are when they lose? They perform what's called seppuku. Do you know what that is?
What's that?
That's when they take the short blade that they keep on their person at all times. Japanese samurai warriors. The short blade. They have their samurai sword and then they have a short blade that they keep on them, right? You may have seen it. If you watched any of the kung fu movies, Japanese movies, whatever, you see that short blade that they have and then they have their samurai sword.
Yeah.
The short blade is the seppuku blade, and that's used to perform suicide after they've failed or they've fallen. I expect Tyson Fury to find his seppuku and be done with it. And if he's unwilling to do that, Mr. Wilder will assist him in that too. Because the fight, after the fight, remember this, it ain't over.
Amen, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Well, be blessed. It was good talking to you. You already know Bomb Squad.
You better believe it, man. Thank you for calling, brother. Don't be a stranger. Call again, please.
You already know.
All right. Peace to you. Yes, sir. Another great call, man. Another great call. Lines are still open. Please call in, man. Let's see. What else we got out here? Let's see what you guys are writing in the chat. I saw I Am Trill Will was out there. He says, salute Stormybman. He put some emojis up there. Appreciate that. He put some Jackie up there. Yeah, somebody using the Jackie Chan. Appreciate that. Boxing and Barbecue says, agreed, Stormy. Devin Blocker says, facts, Stormy B. Three Pyramid says, it's good that Usyk won. At least he has the cojones to fight Wilder. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Patrick Starr says Fury going to be running around the ring begging for mercy. And DP Rocker says Fury putting Wilder in the coke hold. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got 214 in the building. What's good with you, 214? Who's this and what you calling about?
What's going down? Told me this Boxing Barbecue.
This who?
Boxing and Barbecue.
Hey, Boxing and Barbecue, what's good with you, brother?
Ain't nothing up in here cook. You know how I do
it. Yes, sir. What you got going right now?
Well, I'm about to make me a lasagna, so I picked up some tomatoes from the farmer's market. I'm out here cooking the sauce down. Got the sausages off in the oven. You know, try to put it down real quick.
Man, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Talk dirty to me, boxing and barbecue. Talk that talk, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm enjoying the show for real. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the conversation and whatnot. You know, I've heard all the brothers call in, talk about, you know, this, that, and the third, why people don't like Wild and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's already a given. You already live off in America. You know how it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't expect nothing different.
Yeah.
What I kind of want to talk about is what Wilder got to do in order to win this third fight. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I'll let you, you know, go off at the mirror real quick. Just, I think the second fight, Wilder was way too nice, way too respectful. You know what I'm saying? I think Fury came off in there. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was on his bull. You know what I'm talking about? He was grappling. He was, you know what I'm saying, doing this, doing that, forearms, and you know, putting his wrist off in his face and everything else. Man, I think when Wilder go off in there, man, he got to just be a dog with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, let the ref call it. You know what I'm saying? Go up in there, step on his ankles. You know, I mean, don't make it obvious, of course, but you know, at the same time, you got to go up in there and just, you know, bite down and, you know, do what you got to do to win. What you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know what? This is the thing. This is not going to be the guy you've seen before, meaning Wilder.
Yeah.
He has had ample amount of time to be able to redefine some things that he's done well, improve upon that, and to add some new wrinkles. The new wrinkles are things that you haven't seen in his training videos. Those training videos were released by design. Please understand that that's not simply what he's bringing, but you would have to be more concerned about what you haven't seen. What you haven't seen is sparring video. That makes a difference. And that's okay, because Fury has shown very little himself. But we have plenty of film footage on Fury to see his tendencies. The thing about the film footage that you have on Wilder and his previous fights is the guy who's coming on October 9th is not that guy anymore. He's told you that himself. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in the first round, if he's landing certain jabs or whatever, that Fury's cut opens up. Remember the really bad cut he had against Otto Wallin? I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that happen. You know why? Because Wilder is of a different mindset. He's of a different training. He's of a different form of executing going into this fight. I expect him to exact damage on Fury. He's going to hit that guy everywhere he can touch him. He's going to hit him with controlled violence. He's going to use, I hate to use the old bad term that Mike Tyson used to use, that bad intentions. He's going to be touching this guy up, which is why when I spoke on Divine Senses live last night, I said I wouldn't be surprised to see a submission, because he's going to be dealing with something that he thinks he knows who Wilder is. And remember, all that talk that his dad did and everything, somebody got to pay.
Yeah.
Because not only did they disrespect him as a sportsman, as a gentleman, because he pulled Fury ass up out of the bonfire, okay? But not only did they disrespect him with that, the brother has a permanent indentation in his face from that second fight, and nobody has been able to explain that yet, but Wilder's physicians have already informed him that those injuries are not consistent with injuries that you suffer in the sport of boxing. And if you understand what that means, what is that saying about Fury?
Someone right.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all you got to acknowledge. So Not only is this man going in with that in mind and everything else, if you had a chance to go after someone who had wronged you and they were forced to face you and you would get your get back, what would you have to say for that person that had to face you? You'd be like, woe unto them, right?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. And when you're talking about a guy who can pretty much anesthetize any man with a single shot, you have to understand that he's not looking for the single shot anymore.
Yeah.
He's looking for multiple shots now. He's looking to empty the clip on you.
Yeah, I think you touched on something a few seconds ago. You were talking about you know what I'm saying, he got to touch them everywhere. A lot of times when I see boxers, man, they be so focused on trying to, you know what I'm saying, snipe folks and, you know, getting a perfect shot, man. Me, I believe personally, you know what I'm saying, when you fighting, hey, if you want to shell up, if you want to block everything, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to bang your elbows up. I'm going to bang your shoulders up. I'm going to bang your forearms up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit everything. And after a while, that stuff starts to accumulate, man. It starts to accumulate, and you're going to feel it come 6 or 7 rounds. Your arm's going to get heavy. Your elbow is not going to feel right. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be bad. So I want to see why, you know, as strong as Wilder is, you know what I'm saying, if he keep hitting you off of your shoulder, he keep hitting you off of your elbows, you're going to feel the damage after a while. I don't care who you are. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's what I want to see from him. I want to see him just, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And don't paw at.
Absolutely. That's
bite down and do what you got to do.
That's why I said, you know, jabs to the stomach, the pit of the stomach, jabs to the sternum, the solar plexus, you know, left hooks to the liver, hitting that guy in the floating rib. You know, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like I said, it's like to see him hit this guy with what he has. Now, understand this. If Fury had the equalizer like that, you know, this would be a much different situation, and we would have to think about strategies, tactics, and, you know, all of that. But that's not what this is. Fury can't bust a grape, man. In the heavyweight division, amongst punching guys, he is not near the top. And the thing about that is, when you think about it, he had to have something to help him. Wilder's people going into this fight are working in his best interest. He's got professional people who know exactly what to look out for. They've already, Tay Jones has been telling it. If you watched his content, Tay has been talking about everything, check, everything, check, check, check. They've got a laundry list. This guy is going to be like a fish out of water.
For sure. And you know what I'm saying? Like you were saying before, you know, he was whooping people's asses with the 1-2 and then just one shot. You know what I'm talking about? Like, in my opinion, you know, Wilder got, you know, everywhere to go but up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fury, you know, I think we've seen, in my personal opinion, we've seen the best of Fury. You know what I'm saying? You box, you manhandle, that's pretty much all you did. You know what I mean? Say the truth.
Yeah.
You know, what you got to be worried about if I'm in Fury camp is, all right, you know what I'm saying, he doing stuff different. You know, I only seen those couple of videos that he put out, but, you know, in my mind, that should let me know, you know what I'm saying, like he's working on stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Wilder's going to be a lot different, a different fighter off in this next fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure what's going to happen. His mindset is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? This thing is going to be a totally different fight, man. And I don't see the whole 12. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to see, like I said before, I'm expecting to see a beatdown, man. That's what I'm expecting to see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So that's what I would be looking at and looking for him to do. Lay hands on that guy and listen, it could be quick because of that. Because the guy might make it up in his mind like, hell with this. I ain't going through this for 12 rounds. You understand?
No, sometimes I go to the gym, Coach Calvin Ford, you know what I'm saying, that Coach Javante, you know what I'm saying, I talk to him sometimes. And, you know, a lot of people like to see knockouts, you know what I'm saying, it always look good for the highlight reel. Coach Calvin say, no, I want to see the beatdown. I want to see the punishment for all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want to see a beatdown. I want to see blood. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you bend the knee. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Yeah. And it can happen. It can happen. Because remember, this is not the guy who was in previous fights. This is not the old 1-2 punching dude. It's not.
Yeah.
This is a remotivated, rededicated, replenished guy who has a different mindset now. He has a different confidence in what he's able to do and capable of doing because he's had the time to get it all in. They've had the equivalent of almost 6 camps. Okay? The only thing that they haven't had were fights, but he's had quality opposition in there for sparring and everything. So he is ready to go. Do you think that Fury has had 6 camps? No. He might have just finished out 6 kegs. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a difference. He was getting touched up by Effie Ajaba and Jared Anderson.
Yeah.
Knocked out. So, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I can. I ain't gonna hold you too much long. I'm about to get off this phone. I can go in and on because there's so many different dynamics. This fight is huge, man. There's so many different dynamics of this fight, man. Just from breaking down the actual, you know, what Wilder got to do, or you know how the fight gonna go, to, you know what I'm saying, all the time and all the little shenanigans and games that's been played, you know what I'm saying, for this whole year and a half. You know, it's just so many different ways that you can go and talk about this fight, man. I could talk all day about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Let another caller come through. You know what I'm saying, talk to you for a little bit, but I have to call and give my little 2 cents.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Glad you did, man. You got me thinking about some lasagna now, man. I got food on the mind.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and we still got to do that dining dish together. And now that we, you know, we've talked, you know, I haven't forgotten about that. It's just that I've been so heavy on the boxing.
Yeah.
But I still want to do that, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I ain't, you know, tell you the truth, quiet as kept. I think I made 1 record reel this whole summer, man. I ain't really did too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been slacking and bullcorning. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Okay, but we're gonna get together on that one though. We're gonna get together on that.
For sure.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling, man. Don't be a stranger. Call back, please.
Oh.
All right, peace to
sure.
you.
Take your lights on.
All right.
All right.
Oh, man, that's a great call from Boxing and Barbecue, man. That's my man there. He be putting it down. Talking Stormy's language there, talking about that food, man. I like to eat, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't ashamed, huh? I'm going to get me a plate as soon as this show is over. You can believe that. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I see we had a new subscriber out there just before the call came in, and Son of Peter. Welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Welcome to the family, Son of Peter. And we got Anton Reed out there, says salute Stormy. Tab Investments is back saying salute Stormy B, man. Salute to you. King Corleone is out there saying for real, for real. Ronald Haskins says Fury don't have that type of heart. If he did, he wouldn't have cheated or keep putting off the fight. If Fury survives, it's not going past 8. Mr. Debs is saying Wilder versus WS. Phil J508 is out there. What's good with you, Phil J? Glad to see you out there, man. Appreciate you guys. Let's see who else. I want to go back. Ronald Haskins also says, Stormy B, man, you think how I think. People think it's going to be a knockout maybe, but what I've been seeing, I think he's going to be touching everything where he can't raise his hands. He will submit. Smart man there, Ronald Haskins. JJ is out there saying, salute OG, salute to you. Okay, we got another call coming in. Okay, greetings and good afternoon. 518. What's good with you? Who's calling and what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Stormy? This is Kiernan, calling from Albany, New York.
Kiernan?
Yeah, K-Rod.
K-Rod. Hey, what's up, K-Rod? What's good with you, bro?
Very good. Thank you very much. I hope everything's well with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing just fine, man. Just fine. Anxiously awaiting Saturday night, bro.
Yep, can't wait. I have a lot to talk about for Saturday night, and I wanted to see if this might be a good idea to maybe bring up for the Wilder Fury 3 fight. Like, to me personally, like, I don't trust Tyson Fury. Like, I think Tyson Fury is a criminal, and I kind of feel like for this third fight, Tyson Fury is still going to try to find a way to cheat, and I don't know how things are going to go before the fight even starts, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume everything's going to be basically viewed with the magnifying glass on Wilder's team before and after the fight, right?
Right.
So, like, what would be like the right implementation to make sure that Fury doesn't pull off any dirty checks?
Well, they have a staff of people around Wilder now that are looking at things with a fine-tooth comb. They have professionals in place, particularly regarding wardrobe and stuff like that. And basically, they're going to have a conversation with the referee in the dressing room. I think they'll be prepared. I think what Fury is not prepared for is what's going to be the output of an effort of Wilder. They think they know, but they don't have a clue. And Fury will probably still be on something, meaning some type of, PEDs or whatever. He's not coming in there without his juice. He's not. What type of preparation would Fury be able to have without his juice? He was getting touched up in the gym by the Americans that he brought in to work with him. So he left those guys alone and went back to the UK. When you go back to the UK, you can go over there and start juicing up, doing things. Those inspectors can't come over there and test him weekly or whatever, And that's the difference. But Wilder's people will be more ready for him. This fight. They'll be more ready.
Yeah, because I just don't want to see like cheating happen in this fight. But I'm pretty sure Fury is going to try anything and everything to try to get a one-up advantage. But I'm pretty sure Deontay, he knows what he has to do to get Fury out of there. So I would just hope for this fight that Deontay, he knows how to break Fury out of his comfort zone and make sure that, he brings Fury, let the unexpected result that Fury's not going to get out of Wilder.
Well, listen, Fury couldn't even put him out in the second fight, even with what he brought. And he brought a lot. And I'm not talking about in talent and ability. He brought a lot of extra crap in that second fight. And that still didn't get rid of Wilder. Wilder's corner man, Mark Breland, threw the towel in. But Wilder was still fighting. In fact, when the fight was stopped, he had just hit Fury with a resounding left hook that made Fury step back and look like, oh, and the towel came flying in. So it's like, there won't be such treacherous people around Wilder for this. He'll have the correct people around him. They'll know what to look at, and they are going to hold people accountable. Okay? And then remember, as I stated earlier in this show, after the fight, Fury has still got to deal with some circumstances. So it's going to be that cut and dried.
Yeah, most definitely. I just wish Wilder the best, and hopefully the job can get done, because all this, trash talk that Tyson Fury has done to make excuses to not fight Wilder pretty much shows that Wilder was more than ready to, destroy him. In the second and third fight coming up, and I think Tyson Fury is realizing that he put himself in a bad position that now gives Wilder the upper edge momentum to defeat him in a more devastating manner.
Well, I don't think that Fury realizes anything. I really think that he doesn't care. He's not invested in what's, his mindset is not like normal people, seriously. So he doesn't take the time out and be wondering about, he has done so many unethical things, dude. You have to understand that, recognize the snake and of what tribe the snake is. It's like and Wilder has done that. This is why it should not be taken lightly when he says glace glace, that eye for an eye or back in blood. Dude, they've driven this man to this point because he gave provision before. He gave consideration before. And look where that got him. If you reach down to pet a dog and it bites you severely, you're like, oh shit, you got to go to the hospital and get stitches and whatnot. Are you going to come back and try to pet that dog again?
No.
No, you're going to look and you say, that's that dog that bit me last time. Let me grab this stick. And, if you got to go past them or something, you're going to be ready to whack the crap out of them, right? And I'm not saying that for like dog lovers. Don't come at me for that. But I'm giving the analogy of being bitten by something or someone. And now when you approach in the next time of crossing path, you have a different consideration for the circumstances, and you're going to be more protective of self. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to make in that analogy there. That Wilder, they have to have the third fight, but he has to be of a different mindset in the third fight. If he broke Fury's jaw, broke his eye socket, broke his ribs, anything on his person, his nose, all of which would be pleasing to me anyway. But if he were to do any of those things, the mindset should still be more. You see?
Yeah.
And the reason why the mindset should be more is because of how they played him going into and coming out of the second fight. They tried to kill this man. They tried to kill him. Whatever indentated his cheek, think about that. It had to be a hard device, something, but it hit his cheek. If it hits the temple or just beyond the ear, he may have killed him. Tyson Fury's father said in an interview, I wish that Tyson would have killed him. Really?
All right. Yeah.
Seriously? You gonna say that? Never forget. Never forget. between the two of them in a heads-up fight against someone else, which one of the two would you be worried about landing a clean, solid punch on the opponent?
Deontay.
Thank you. So now that you've heightened his awareness, now that you've made him refocus, replenish, and rededicate, now that you've made him come and turn a corner, that he has now received more teaching, instruction, and technical capability than ever before, how do you rate what he brings to the ring for his comeuppance? That can't be denied.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Deontay Wilder has massively improved working with Malik Scott, and if this was Deontay Wilder like coming up in the heavyweight division with Malik Scott instead of Mark Breland, he would have been stopped Tyson Fury in the first fight, in which he did. But with that skill set and that killer mindset that is now ingrained into his mindset, Deontay Wilder is a completely different fighter, which no man has ever seen.
He now is the most dangerous man in boxing because he recognizes they don't want him there. He's fighting against more than Tyson Fury. For those who are stupid and been living on another planet, he's fighting against far more than Tyson Fury. That's why legal homicide, as Malik Scott has coined the phrase, is in order. Because this can't be a thing where it's allowed to go to a decision. Deontay could knock him down 5 times and then still get to the 12th round. They'll say Fury won or a draw. See, these are the things you guys are not considering because the establishment does not want him there. They don't. So he's fighting against far more. That's why for those who really support him, those who really ride with him, as they say, you need to show that. And there are many ways that you can show it. But first of all, you've got to believe in it. The man is fighting for far more than just Tyson Fury and that stinky green belt. What else you got there, K-Rob?
I want to say that's about it. I just wanted to, talk with you about that because it's been on my mind for quite a long time. And I hope Deontay Wilder decapitates Tyson Fury and obliterates his life away. And much respect to you and everybody else for covering all the great content. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro. And you can say that one more time. You hope that Deontay Wilder does what again?
I hope Deontay Wilder annihilates Tyson Fury's life away.
You used a different word. It was more vicious. And I can get a bloody...
Obliterate.
No, you said something
Obliterate.
about decapitate. So...
Oh, yeah, decapitate.
See, that right there, because I spoke of that earlier. I said, put his head in the 15th row or something. Somebody with a nice star-studded dress or something get splattered all over with blood in his mug. I would love that. Huh? I would love it.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat style.
Oh, yeah. Shao Kahn edition.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, thanks for calling. Don't be a stranger. Call back again, okay?
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you very much.
All right. Peace to you.
Yep. See you around.
That's my man K-Rod out there, man. K-Rod is something else. He shows a lot of support for the channels and everything. But hey, man, that's right on time. We're right at the end of the show. That's our time limit, and I want to thank everybody that was out there communicating in the chat. I want to thank all the new subscribers, man. We had quite a few of them today, so I appreciate it. Everybody decided to come aboard the Stormybman family channel here, and you know, much respect to you guys for doing so. I want to say thank you for all the super chat donations that came in. There were a few, and for those who smashed the like button on the way in, and if you didn't, you know, smash it on your way out. But it's been a great show. We got a chance to talk in detail about the fight. And that's one of the things that, again, I talked about this before. When you got a big fight on the horizon like this, you got to talk it up. You got to build it up. You got to talk about what you want to see from the sport of boxing. And then when it presents itself, you got to support it. Huh? You can't just go blindly by and be like, oh, okay, you know, maybe they'll make the fight. Maybe they'll do this. Maybe that. No, you've got to really show the spirit of support. If this is really what you want, you have to get out there and support it. You have to get behind it. That's important. It's very important. So, you know that. But I'll tell you, next Saturday, it's going to be a day for all of us. You know what I mean? It's going to be a day for all of us. I see you, Mr. P. Depps. He says, good night, Sensei and chat. Good night to you. Boxing and Barbecue says, great show, Stormy. King_Jr. says, peace, Stormy and chat. Great show, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the well wishes out there, man. And I really appreciate the support from you guys. You guys are really coming on like gangbusters, showing support for the channel. And I'm going to do my best to improve and get more, better, and greater content out there for you guys. So just know that, okay? Peace to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If it's nighttime where you are, you know, have a great work week, and we'll catch you guys next week. And the call-in show next Sunday will be the after fight show, I guess, you know. So peace to everybody. Stormy is signing out for now.